Get your Jack.
There we are. Right, come on, you lads. Let's have it. Come on, we haven't got all day. Right, up. Easy now. There we are. Right.
Rightio, Jack.
Jolly good.
6, Captain.
Yeah, well, the parcel's 12 casks in all for Messrs. Watson. Look, the rest will keep till the clerk's aboard to pay. You can stow the remainder handy. Any sign of the man from Watson's? Keep an eye open for him, will you? He's got the money.
She tells me it's your intention to come and live with me.
It's too confined for 2, leave alone 3.
He's had fever. I had to bring the ship home most of the way.
Honeymoon fever. I knew he'd crack. Not content with swindling me out of my ship, I was supposed to provide a room for him. What'll it be next?
We've no money.
What?
In hand. But he's been very clever. He has the sole concession for returning all Senor Braganza's wine casks to Portugal.
Return his casks? Empty casks?
The same freightage as full ones. And we're Senor Braganza's sole agent in this country, with the agency and the return freight.
But no cash.
It's only a matter of time.
Well, who's going to pay to victual the ship? Has he thought of harbour dues, porterage, stowage? There's more to being a ship owner than weaving a fancy strut.
How have you managed without my cooking?
I've lived on hardtack most of my life.
Wedding dress. Seems a pity to take you to shore.
Who's going to pay the rent?
Rent?
Well, he's not reckoning on living in my house rent-free, I hope.
You can't unload a barrel, Captain, unless your harbour dues are paid. And we'll not have the wharf used for stowage, either. What line is this, if you please?
The Oneiden line.
An Eden? Never heard of it. Portuguese casks out there, aren't they, Mr. Callon's trade?
Aye, we have the concession now.
Well, then you'll have to see your owners, Captain.
I'm the owner.
Oh? Right, sir, if you just step down to the office.
I'll give you a letter of credit.
Credit? No credit on harbour dues, sir. The line's not even listed.
Well, it will be.
Oh, you'll have to come to the office. What tonnage is she?
220.
About a ton. That'll be £33 on the berth. By the week, sir.
Not had time to see my bankers yet.
I'm sorry, sir, but not a cask can be shifted until you've paid at least the cash deposit against the balance. And the balance to be paid before you open articles again.
Well, how much will this deposit be, eh?
15 sovereigns, sir. Will you come to the office now?
I'll be with you presently.
Very good, sir. I'm sorry, but those casks will have to come off the jetty.
Banks!
Sir!
Those casks up again from the jetty.
We've only just put him ashore, sir.
Well, then bring them back on board again. Oh, and has that man from Watson's come yet?
Not a sign, sir.
He said his parcel was urgent. My urgency, not his.
No, he's brought you nothing then.
He's brought himself.
You're not going to come to me with nothing, I'll tell you that straight.
Have you any money on you?
No, I have, not a penny. I'm still out of pocket over the wedding. Well, I hope when you get home, you'll both still have the clothes you stand up in.
He's asking for rent.
No harm in his asking.
He'll be glad enough with something more to complain at. And me to cook for him. What's the matter?
How much cash have we got?
We have the agency.
No, cash.
£30.
I'll have a sovereign. That's 2.5. I need 15. Harbour authorities want cash against their dues and the balance before we clear.
When have we to pay?
Now. In a way, he's right. As Callon's captain, no dues to pay. Officer Shaw did all that. I'll warrant Callon has credit.
And us?
Cash now, or the casks reloaded. You can't put a line ashore without there's some financial obligation. They spike you before you have a chance to clear.
For shame.
What?
Hangdog for 12 sovereigns?
12.5.
If I cannot raise 12.5 sovereigns, we're a poor lot. Have my mother's rings for a start.
Your mother's rings.
If it's cash now, I'll go ashore.
And pawn.
Should I mope here instead?
I'll not see you walk that road so soon.
Did you not think it likely?
Ownership was different from captaincy. I had the vision for the profits and the details. Oh, these details.
Details, no more. And what's this I had? Have we not taken the agency from under Callon's nose? If he has any say with the harbour board, 'tis petty malice, naught else. The agency is ours, signed. Well, then, enough of this malingering. It wasn't for this that I sewed a house flag, or married, or became partner. Well, come on, we shall have to buckle too. Now, have you any jewellery yourself?
Nothing that glitters.
What?
My partner's my only adornment.
Mr. Watson's come himself, Captain. Himself.
Show him aboard.
Sir.
Owen Baines.
Sir.
Be so good as to give my wife a hand with her luggage.
Aye, aye, sir.
Same myself. Get some of my self-respect back. And you've letters to write.
And your cargo to chase.
Yeah, and Robert to see. Profitless.
I'd quite forgotten, Robert.
Yeah, well, he won't have forgotten us.
As long as your courage does not ebb again.
And pull as your mother's rings.
I think not yet.
Captain and Aiden,
Mr. Watson, good afternoon.
my parcel's not fully loaded.
6 casks to complete it. They were awaiting your clerk.
I always deal with the principal in a new agency. You're returning Braganza's casks as well, I hear. New idea, that. Well, always pleased to welcome new ideas in an expanding business. Now, you'll be wanting your credit note.
I'd prefer cash.
Cash? Cash is very unusual. Let me see. 10% of the consignment is £9.10. Of course, I can't let you have cash without a discount.
You couldn't?
Oh, come now, Captain. You're inexperienced in these matters. Small as the amount is, the principle is the same. Cash in lieu of a 30-day credit note. Let me see, I should expect 2% discount for cash. I take it you mean cash now.
Yes.
Oh, well, let me see. That's 190 shilling, £9. That's 4 shillings. Are you sure you want me to trifle with such sums?
Quite sure.
Oh, well, let me see. That's £9.10. That's 4 shillings is £9.06. Call it £9.
Call it 9.6.
You're hard pressed, Captain.
Your parcel was made out as a matter of urgency.
7, 8, £9 and 6 shillings. Callon been at the harbour board, eh?
I've no idea.
He's one of the trustees, you know. Good day to you, Captain.
Good day.
Am I to load the dray, sir?
Yes. How soon can we turn round?
Turn round. Have we a cargo?
No, but we must get a cash cargo fast. Now, look. If we ship light to Cork, we could undercut the packet steamers with emigrants. Now, come on, how soon can we turn round?
Well, that depends on the merchant, sir.
Well, it'll have to be within the week. Pick 'em up in the jolly boat. That'll save dues in Cork. I'll be in the harbour office. We can slip and return without any fuss. I'll tell them that we need to put on new sails, try them out outside, right?
What about cruising?
3 men and a lad should do it.
Aye, aye, sir.
Without so much as a bag of leave, they're here. Couldn't your brother have found a place for them?
Robert's all I got to hear the news of the voyage. And me to see the bride?
Penniless, the lot of them. I'm dry. I'll take myself round the corner.
I thought you would.
And mind you take him up to your old bunk. My room's to remain unchanged.
Yes, Father.
And nothing's to be altered here. Mind that. Miss O'Neilly?
The bride's returned, then?
Yes, but I haven't a minute to chat. I've letters to write all over. James fell sick with fever and I had to navigate as best I could. And now I'm clerk for the agency. You must forgive the untidiness of things. The housewife must come last.
Well, you look well on it.
I'd no more be single again than... Well, I must guard my tongue lest I give too much away.
No regrets at all?
None whatsoever. If I hadn't gone aboard, I'd have just sat about here waiting for his return. And you? What news of Daniel Fogarty?
He's on his way home from Falmouth.
You must pine for him.
That's my life now. Forever waiting for Daniel to come home.
He's bound to get a command soon.
And then we'll marry, I know.
Any sign of Mr. Frazer?
He asked me to accompany him to the opera, but the family prevailed. I hoped he'd call again, but he hasn't.
What is it?
You look so happy.
Yes, I suppose I am.
So there's nothing, no profit at all for me then?
As you see, the contract states half the profits of the voyage.
The one voyage?
And the profits were none.
You swindle me!
Not I. You were offered a partnership in full, but you'd not help me buy the Charlotte Road, so I made my own arrangements.
Yes, marrying that woman to secure the ship.
I'll give you 150 sovereigns to refit and victual.
And said nothing about paying the allowment notes to seamen's wives the day they fell due. How do you think I felt? They with children to feed and me with no money to pay them?
Oh, I thought there'd be more than enough.
Don't make matters worse by lying to me, James. You put me in debt and brought not a penny back. Not a penny! It's a disaster and more fool I.
Not so. Look, we have the agency from under Callon's nose. Braganza signed, it's settled. We handle all his wine exclusively, and what's more, we return the empty casks at the same rate as full ones. Now, nobody ever thought of that before.
Yes, but you have no cash.
Yet.
Yes, but you have not even got a beginning. If you are to return his empty casks, you'll have to collect his empties from all over the country, and where are you going to keep them? No, I'm not having them in that there shop.
Calm yourself, Robert. Leave it to me. Now, look. First of all, we store them aboard the ship as the space is vacated. Right? 'Twill be like empties in a shop. Anne's writing now to the wholesalers, and as they increase in number, so we shall have to get a warehouse.
A warehouse?
Well, then a shed at first, then a warehouse.
With what? No, don't tell me. I don't want to know. One venture and nothing gained. Well, I'm out.
Yeah, I thought so.
You thought right. All your eggs in one basket.
Father's phrase.
But what if the Charlotte Roads is sunk, delayed, or broke up?
Well, I can charter a ship.
Charter them?
And lay off against that eventuality. I do not think in terms of just one ship, but many. And the agency's the kernel of it now. That's the main chance, and I seized it.
But what are you going to do for cash?
Well, the ship will work. She's bound now for Cork. Emigrants.
Emigrants. There's no profit in them.
What, it's a shilling a head? A movable cargo? They've legs that feed themselves?
And women and children?
Sixpence for children.
Oh, where will it end, James? Where will it end?
For you, Robert, if you had the nerve, it's something more than a candler's begging bowl.
James, why are you so anxious to have me as a partner, eh? Why?
You're my brother, Robert. Who else should I want as a partner?
But why do you want a partner? I mean, you manage your affairs, or mismanage them more like, very well enough as it is. No, you want somebody to stay here and pacify your creditors while you're away at sea. You want to be free to play the big merchant or the fancy sea captain, while I stay behind and take all the knocks. Well, no, thank you.
I've just left your wife with 70 letters to write.
70 letters?
The wine wholesalers. Braganza's customers.
Where's Sarah?
She's lying down.
How is Sarah, eh?
7 months gone. And I had a raging toothache last night. Well, it's witchcraft, that's what it is, it's witchcraft.
Has Albert Frazer called on Elizabeth while I've been away?
No, why this sudden interest in Albert Frazer?
His father employs carriers for all his timber yards. Ships pour in from the Baltic all laden with Fraser's timber.
Why should he give you the trade, eh?
Indeed, why should he? Has Daniel Fogarty come home yet?
Did you ask? Her face, long as a fiddle.
Mr. Fogarty, I'll not haze a crew a day from home. It's too close.
They've no grievance, sir.
There's no water.
We've water enough, sir.
Contaminated. I said we'd heave to, till we hailed a passing ship at dawn. 1 cask will do it. It was a mistake to stow paraffin where we did.
Paraffin and water never harmed a fly, sir.
What's the loss of 1 day to a sweet-tempered crew they'll sign on again? We've no hurry.
Have a lady waiting.
Ah, well, mine's hove too.
With permission, the cock of the forecastle's the root of the matter.
Ginger Flynn.
If he moves, they'll all move.
He's a hard man.
And a thick one. Leave him to me, sir.
I don't want a mark on him, mind.
Not a mark that's visible. Permission?
Trouble? Mr. Flynn.
Mr. Fogarty.
I've a mind to raise half a watch.
Jack, now can't work without water. The captain says hove to till dawn till we sight an outward bounder.
Who can't work without water?
Men that's been promised all night in.
Unless there's volunteers. Volunteers?
And there's not like to be none.
Unless you do.
Not without water.
Delicate, are you?
No, can't be roused.
Or fancy a wager? A night's work for a bet.
Not interested.
Scared of a drop of oil, then?
You try it.
I mean to. I'm in a hurry to be home. I wager I'll drink you 2 for 1 and a bottle of grog for a night's work half a watch. Here's the water.
But drink that stuff.
You and me, 2 for 1.
Go on, Ginger, he's the grog in his pocket.
It's out of the locker, the same as for me as for you. And here's the bottle.
No, you could never drink that stuff.
Twice as much as you.
And work.
And work, rope for rope, alongside you.
But sure, now you drop.
You drop first.
Go on, Ginger, he choke yourself. Go on, lad, have a go.
Go on, try it, Ginge.
And the grog is mine.
To split. You pour.
Go on, lad, have a go. Take him on.
Show him, Ginge. Go on. He's a man, eh? He's a man. Hey.
Come on, Ginge.
Come on, Ginger. Now you.
Now you said 2 to 1, eh?
That's
Hey,
right.
2 to 1 was.
I'll follow.
Fair.
Go on, down you go, Ginge.
Come on, Ginger. Straight back now,
Go on,
Ginger.
Go on, back.
Go on, Ginger.
Well done.
Come on, Ginger.
Good lad. Good lad,
There's a
Ginger.
grand one. Now I pour. Now you.
Come on, Ginge.
Come on, Ginge, down it.
God,
Don't let him
Down it, lad.
show him you can do it. Go on, Ginger. Come on,
on, lad.
Drink it all
Come
down.
on. Move.
I can't drink no more. I'd rather work.
Now then. Who's to split the bottle?
Over here, Mr. Fogarty, sir.
My cabin. The moment we dock. Hard knock.
I can't drink that stuff.
I drunk yonder, now I'm gonna work yonder. Lay to!
Ginger, you let us go.
I drunk him drink for drink, but I took the second cup.
The second cup?
Paraffin settles on water. Though I drunk him 2 to 1, he'd the scum and more in his share.
I couldn't drink either.
I'd eaten about a pound of fat for lining, just in case.
And all for the sight of a pretty face.
Mr. Frazer, you've been here half the morning.
And not progressed beyond Mister. Would that I were a knight.
What difference would that make?
At least Sir Albert has more of a ring to it than the unfortunate Mr. Frazer.
Why unfortunate?
Because you continually remind me of how long I've been here.
I've done it but once. And anyway, I'm bespoke, as you've been reminded.
To Captain Fogarty.
He's not captain yet, but he's home from sea and calling here, so take care.
Another rebuff. And will you be bosun, shantyman, and watchkeeper like Anne there? I can hardly picture it.
Nor I.
The salt air plays havoc with the hands, and yours are so fine and delicate.
If you'll excuse me.
No.
Mr. Frazer, I'm to lunch with my fiancé and I haven't even changed. We're to join his employer, Mr. Callon.
Business?
Why, yes.
A business luncheon, you?
Is that so strange? My fiancé has promised to command, Many mates would give a year's pay to be on social terms with their owners.
Oh, dear.
What is it?
I did not think that you would devote yourself so slavishly to profit. One in a family's bad enough.
Mr. Frazer, you forget yourself.
If only I did. I have an obsession, you see. And the only way to deal with one obsession is to substitute it with another.
You bewilder me.
It's you who bewilder me.
When I'm in haste, I've no time to flirt.
A lady who has no time to flirt is hardly alive.
My fiancé's almost due.
Ah, I feared you were under someone's thumb.
I'm under no one's thumb.
And irritated now?
Yes.
You are angry because I've dared to suggest that there is something else in life other than arranged marriages, business luncheons, and appointments conceived for no other purpose than private gain.
Mr.
And
Frazer.
before you interrupt me, oh, you look so pretty when you're angry. Let me tell you further. You are angry because underneath me banter I dare to suggest one more thing, and that is that another's happiness, the true fulfillment of a lovely human being, should always be declared importantly and at once. I have, as James would say, wasted a morning. But I think not. I have at last declared myself. There are other points to the compass, besides profit and loss.
Your wife is kindly teaching me to read, you see. Head. Hedge. Hog. Hedgehog. Hedgehog. That's right. Look, there's a picture of it just after the squirrel. Baltic. We're going after timber now, are we?
That depends on Mr. Albert Frazer.
Well, she's been called often enough, but she's dallied all morning. Elizabeth! Elizabeth, Daniel's waiting!
I've had to wait long enough for him.
At last. Whose is this?
Please don't finger it.
Finger it?
If you rub against the nap, it marks.
I'll mark it.
Please, it's not made of sailcloth.
I'm in such a mind, I'm half a mind to...
Pray control yourself. Give it to me.
Whose is it?
Belongs to Mr. Frazer.
Him again? Then he can pick it up! What was he doing here?
He called to see Robert. It's very amusing.
Didn't you say we were to meet for lunch? Well, why weren't you changed and ready? Well, answer me! Has Frazer stolen your tongue as well as your sense of obligation? Most important meeting in my career. You're late and made me into a foul humour. Days at sea and then on to this. I dare say I've not given one thought to what might be said.
Said?
At luncheon, Mr. Callon is my employer. You might at least give thought of things to say. It's important he's amused and taken with us.
Taken with us?
Commands are not easy to come by. Ship's captains are no longer required to be plain sailing masters and naught else. Owners want men who can negotiate and mix socially.
Socially?
Well, that's why married men are all the more desirable. They've more to come on to and more to skimp for. This luncheon's an honour, and Mr. Callon's way of finding out. Well, if we leave now, we'll be on time. Just! Step lively, then.
My appetite's deserted me.
The food's not important.
I've nothing to say that's amusing.
Be there, it's enough.
And if I say no?
Elizabeth, you've maddened me enough. Will not be spared the expense of a cab as it is.
No.
Elizabeth.
I'm not coming.
Time for tantrums after I'm in a haste.
No!
Have you forgot we're bespoke?
In name.
Please. Say what you wish. Attack me, malign me, sing your pretty gentleman's praises. I'll even buy me a fancy hat. But after 1 o'clock. I beg of you. If I'm boorish, just because I'm ill at ease and no hand at tittle-tattle, we've discussed all that. But now.
We're late for your luncheon, you two.
Oh, she's in a tantrum.
I am not in a tantrum!
I'll summon a cab.
I'm not going. And that's that.
Now, come on, this family's offended Callon enough as it is. Come on, bundle yourself off and no more said. Come
I've
on.
no appetite for luncheon.
But Daniel!
Nor him either!
Elizabeth!
You remove your jacket?
Well?
Ship's masters may remove their jackets, but not ship's owners. Is Robert still undecided about the partnership?
If, buts and maybe. I've been to see Albert Frazer. I've arranged to meet him again.
The Baltic trade?
He talks of nothing but Elizabeth.
Oh?
Frazer's are well established, and not only in shipbuilding. Their insurers have shares in ships, staff of over 100, excluding Sawyer's.
There's a wage bill. Father?
Good without me, I see. Shirt sleeves. Normally, we see Grace.
We never did on weekdays. Eat while it's hot.
It's too blamed hot. I wonder you didn't bring your casks home with you. Have you cleared them yet?
Last batch today.
Cash or credit?
Whichever's preferred.
Well, what next?
Short voyage.
Cash trade? Thought so where?
Let him have a moment's peace.
Well, it's my ship, or was.
Your dish will be cool now. Try it.
Very good. Very good. But you'll not get round me, I warn you.
Well? Is it to your liking? I've more room to cook here than on board. I thought perhaps it was too savoury.
So long as it'll not interrupt the afternoon's labours.
Salt tart tomorrow, then.
Yes, better than he deserves.
Thinking of Elizabeth. I doubt she can cook so well.
Oh, it is to your liking, then.
Oh, not bad.
You'll be billing and cooing by Christmas.
You see, I place a great emphasis on my captain's ladies. The man's wife should be a reflection of himself, and vice versa, of course. Indisposed, you say?
I'm afraid so, Mr. Callon.
Sickly, is she?
Just a turn.
Local lass?
Yes.
And this Miss, it is Miss, isn't it?
O'Needin.
James O'Needin's sister?
Yes.
No.
Well then, Mr. Callon, I can give you my full attention.
Go away and come back later. You know what you're doing, don't you? I say that because I've a very high opinion of you. If you haven't a captain's braid within a voyage, you've only yourself to blame.
Voyage?
As close as that, yes. I've had reports of you from every shipmaster you worked under, and there's not one of them that's not been first class. But I can see I shall have to tread lightly. I think perhaps we'd better have some lubrication. Bring us a bottle of red and none of your Portuguese muck. French.
Certainly, sir.
Oh, no need any, eh?
I know James has given you cause for offence, Mr. Callon, but...
Oh, say no more about that. That's dealt with, or will be, as soon as I get round to flea bites. No, it's you I'm thinking of, my boy. So she's James O'Needin's sister. Well,
can't have a word said against her, Mr. Callon.
I know, and I respect you for that. But? Well, it's a little delicate. I'd pour it. I can't drink through glass. She's not indisposed on Master James's account, is she?
I don't understand you, Mr. Callon.
Oh, strapped to the bootlaces for cash. He had to pay his harbour dues with foreign currency, practically. Didn't you know that?
No.
And now he's chasing after Jack Frazer's son.
Albert Frazer?
With a view to getting his nose into the Baltic trade. Oh, he's fly, is our Master James. He got his ship with a wife, and, putting it bluntly, who knows what he'd do with his sister? Indisposed, you say? Well, it's grieving to both of us to talk this way, so I'll stop it. Now, business. Supposing you're carrying ballast in a big, full-rigged ship, 2,000 tons or so, with shingle for ballast. List the precautions, 1, 2, 3.
Shingle.
Quick now.
The ballast must not be carried too low.
Right.
The ballast box must be strong at the fore and aft ends.
And
then the surface of the ballast should be smoothed off, covered with timber, and tom from the tween-deck beams.
To the letter. Oh, you don't happen to know what cargo James and Eden is carrying next to you?
No.
Huh. Well, I think perhaps we better order. Clams, I think. I like clams for captains. And I know one captain is going to have a very busy afternoon.
We can't have them aboard. We've just unshipped.
Well, they can't leave them on the jetty.
Mr. Watson told me to get them on board today.
Can't put them on the jetty either.
I had to go up to Callon's yard to get the extras. His express orders.
He says they'll have to come aboard. And they've gone and got extras from Callon's yard as well.
But why?
Simple. Callon's flooding us with empty casks so that we can't work the ship.
Can't you store them?
My brother hasn't got rum.
Rent a warehouse.
Aye, well, we haven't got around to that yet.
Then you must.
Can't take them to Ireland.
You can leave them in my yard for a week. My father wouldn't want to offend Callon, but he's away.
Do you mean that?
For a week, I said.
Oh, no. Right. Tell the drayman to look sharp.
No. No, let me.
Thank you very much, sir.
Easy when you know how.
Better come up yourself and see them stowed. I've other things to discuss.
I'm obliged to you, Frazer.
You can't blame Callon, you know. You did take the wine contract away from him.
You better slip on tomorrow's tide and stay aboard as watchman tonight.
Pray do not think me flirtatious when I am but gay, eager to please when the mood suits me. And you are you, never seen but with the worries of the sea upon you, brusque with the manner of your calling that I know so well, and sometimes, forgive me, tire of. Born as we are into our circumstances, we can help ourselves but little. And yet, please to remember, dear Daniel, 'tis the man to whom I am bespoke, and not the master. Ships, courses, and customs only take you further away from me. Goodness, now you're chimney sweep as well.
Oh, I didn't expect you.
Robert said James was seeing Albert Frazer. I've brought his hat.
His hat?
He called and left it behind this morning.
They're at the ship.
Oh.
And I'm busy.
I'd best go then.
Well, you better not go to the dock dressed so.
Why ever not?
For fear it...
What?
Please yourself.
You'd make a skivvy of yourself for a man. Do anything.
I'll make my way as best I can.
Went about an hour ago, Mr. Frazer and your brother is.
Will they be back?
I shouldn't think so. I'm left as watchman. I wanted to go ashore myself as well. Did you come down here on your own, miss?
Yes.
It'll be dark before you're back.
Well, I'm perfectly capable of
Not
finding...
down here, miss, as the clipper just put in from Frisco further along. Channel fever on all of them. It'll be wild tonight along the dock.
Nonsense. I shall return the way I came.
The captain will have my life for letting you go, miss.
Am I to spend the night here?
Well, not the night, but if you care to sit, I'll brew up and call a cab to take you back later.
Can't you call me one now?
Well, the cabs won't come near this part of the dock till the clipper's paid off. You just give it an hour to settle, and then I'll take another look.
An hour? Oh, bother.
Mrs. O'Needon gave me a start in the book learning, the shape of words and that. There's one or two here I can't quite make head nor tail of.
Oh, very well.
Out? Where?
Oh, she's returning Mr. Fraser's hat. My, have you come in with a command then? Or your luncheon drive you so soon to the tailor's?
Keep your quips for the shoppies. I want to know where your sister is.
Mr. Fogarty, I'm the head of this household and I'm responsible.
Where is she, man?
She went to see Anne at Captain Webster's. You folks will manners for where they belong.
And then the cat said, "Oh ho."
I see absolutely no reason why you can't call me a cab at once.
All right, miss, I'll go and take another look topsides.
I shall be perfectly safe here. You can secure the door behind you.
Very well, miss.
Who is it?
I went to Roberts, and so Anne. Did Albert Frazer turn you away? Too busy?
I'll thank you to mind your manners.
Is that all? And I've done myself up like a powder puff.
I ordered Mr. Baines to get me a cab.
Countermanded.
I gave him a shilling.
And I gave him 2 shillings.
I distinctly told him I wanted
He
to...
thought us bespoke.
Very well, you can take me home.
And am I to be grateful for that? And nothing more to say? I thought first I'd tell her what I think of her. I went to my lodgings, I found your letters, and I read them over. Oh, not that I haven't read them 100 times. Every port I touch. As soon as a bolt put out or a point sighted, when I think, letters from her. More fool I thought.
We can talk about it again.
No, now.
Oh, not here, please.
Here! There's 1,000 things I don't mind telling you. A change in the wind, that's what's come over it. A sea change.
It's nothing to do with the sea.
Put myself to wry expense with a fancy dress then.
I didn't ask you.
No, but I did. More fool I again.
Oh, please, Daniel.
It's all that on a sideboard. There's a sore sight for a sailorman.
It has nothing
to do with the sea.
You've no business to order me about.
Well, you should behave like a wharf slut. If you knew how much you meant to me. It was a seaman you got yourself bespoke to. A seaman you penned your letters to, and a seaman you let down. And if that's not a slut's behaviour on the day, I'll know what is.
I'll not be owned, paraded as a possession.
You'll
will I?
stand to and like
How
it.
dare you!
Then it came to me. This What's James doing?
It's nothing to do with James.
Are the Fraser's yards not bespoke, then? Didn't James marry the very skip we standing in the cause of profit? And I'd have you do the same. What's the sacrifice of a sister for a shipyard when Fraser has no brothers? Well, you're worse than a slut and a fool as well. I'm surprised he hasn't offered me discount on me ring. Here. Take these to get a better grip with. There's enough lies in them.
Oh!
If you were a common woman, you'd have more stick and thrive than it, I dare say.
As every second passes, you make me dislike you all the more.
Aye. And me too.
Please take me home.
With what?
Say it was a mistake. Part civilized and harm ourselves no more.
Aye. I never wrote to you.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. This morning I was dressed and ready, but I'll not be used. And Mr. Frazer pleases me, that's true. If you understand anything, can't you see how sick I am of the chandler's shop and all the commerce of the sea? If you'd never yearned to go to other places, you'd never have sailed away. And me too. But to be courted is not commanded.
Then why go back? For your own safety.
No. Because you're an oaf. You think your letters went unread. Others see the captain. I see the scrubbed orphan with his plate outstretched. The waif of the board school, parentless and graceless, bandied about the world like so much chaff.
I never whine of that.
'Tis your only commendation.
Then why come back? To torture me further?
No. Because you're a man. And a fool. Well, you are a man, and I dare say I'll never meet one more honest.
Then will my ring?
No.
What is it?
There are things we never speak of and daren't. But for all our silence, sometimes we know. And I dare say our compassion is as good a reason as any.
Reason for what?
For ending our ignorance of each other.
Will Albert Frazer charge you for stowing the casks?
More than predisposed to help.
Lucky then. Twice over.
Your mother's rings are safe yet.
And your sister's?
don't want to go in alone,
No, I'd rather. Good night, Daniel.
Good night.
Let go aft. Haul in starn rope.
All gone aft.
Albert Frazer's hat. You might return it to him. I'm sure you welcome any opportunity for words with such an influential man. Sail your own ship, James. Elizabeth and I can manage our own affairs.
If Elizabeth chooses to marry you.
She has chosen. Good morning to you.